Hi guys, how are you? In today's video, we're going to talk about an object that revolutionized the world of watches, the first Apple Watch in the world, but we're not talking about the traditional Apple Watch from Apple that we know today. In 1988, Seiko launched the WristMac, a cutting-edge device for the technology of the time that was actually capable of directly interacting with a Macintosh computer. It's not clear whether Apple had anything to do with the development of the WristMac directly, although it's possible that company engineers at least provided some support. The WristMac communicated with a Macintosh using the company's proprietary AppleTalk protocol, which was most commonly used to connect to printers and file servers. However, it was reasonably well documented, so a third-party hardware manufacturer wouldn't have too much trouble getting it to work. However, the WristMac was an ambitious device for its time, with the ability to store phone numbers, display programmed alarms with specific text reminders, and even make notes that could be transferred back to the Macintosh and exported to a text file. There isn't much information on how many WristMacs were made, let alone how many the company sold, but the wearable has an interesting place in history. It was used by astronauts aboard the Space Shuttle Atlantis. A New York Times article from 1991 describes how several of the astronauts aboard the Space Shuttle used WristMac watches to display data from the onboard Macintosh laptop that was used to send the first email from space. Over the years, the WristMac has become a collector's item for technology and NASA history enthusiasts. Currently, there are few original WristMac specimens in circulation, which makes it extremely valuable to collectors. A WristMac in excellent condition was recently auctioned off for a price that exceeded all expectations. The watch, used on NASA missions, was sold for $125,000, which proves how rare and valuable the WristMac is. If you're a fan of the history of technology, innovation, and NASA, you can't miss out on the WristMac. This watch was a true milestone in the history of watches and technology, and showed how Apple has always been ahead of its time. And if you're interested in acquiring a WristMac for your collection, know that there are some options available at auctions and specialized sites. But remember that these devices are extremely rare and valuable, so it's essential to acquire them from trustworthy and proven sources. So, folks, that was today's video about the WristMac, the first Apple Watch released in 1988. I hope you enjoyed learning a little more about this incredible piece of technology and NASA history. If you liked the video, be sure to leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any news about the world of technology and innovation. And if you are already a collector of rare items, tell us in the comments if you already have a WristMac in your collection. We would love to hear your opinion on this relic of technology history.